Welcome to Growing Up Boomer. I'm your host, Padre, with my co-host, Professor. And this podcast is dedicated to the life and times of the baby boomer generation. The show is loosely scripted, and sometimes we'll go down rabbit holes, and where it leads us to, one will never know. This podcast can be informative, funny, and sometimes irreverent. But most of all, we hope you find it entertaining. All right. Hey, Professor, how's it going, my man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I cannot complain, man. You know?
All right. Good. Okay.
Oh, God.
What's to complain about?
That's very true. That's very true. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Other than the weather, but
yeah. But other than, you know, the fact that what we grew up in, you know what I mean? You know, the time that we grew up was very, shall we say, very controversial. There was a lot of stuff going on, but we had our escape to our TV shows, you know?
Well, there were TV shows, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There
Oh,
were.
and I was talking, you know, where we talked about Memorial Day, and we were talking about exactly about that,
Mhm.
about TV shows.
Mhm.
And the kids were saying, right? My kids, we
Mhm.
remember when there was no streaming and you had to get home at a certain time because if you missed the program, you couldn't see
Oh,
it
it's
till
done.
it was reruns in the summer.
Right. That's true. That's very true.
And you know, we were into TV so much in our family that
Mhm.
our schedules rotated around certain programs.
Mhm.
Like, should we have dessert? Oh, I don't know. Mork and Mindy's on at 8:00. We got to get home.
Yeah. I remember
You know?
Mork and Mindy. Yeah.
You know, so that was our whole being, our whole schedule was around the television for us anyway. I don't
Yeah.
think it
Yeah.
probably wasn't that way for you.
You know, I don't remember the whole family, at least certainly
hmm
not.
hmm
Well, I'm trying to think in New York. We not as a family. I think I watched TV.
Yeah,
My brother would. My
yeah,
parents they didn't watch a whole lot of TV.
yeah. And there was some I like to call them subterranean controversies.
Hmm.
You know, because they couldn't come out and do things controversial, right?
Oh
Flat
yeah, not
out,
in the
but they could
60s.
they could they could just kind of
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure that
yeah.
it was there.
Yeah, well, that's some of these shows did this. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, Andy Griffith is one of them,
yeah, you're right.
right?
You're
As an
right.
example. I mean,
hmm
it's it kind of looked like an idyllic Mayberry. Everyone's heard the Mayberry.
hmm
Um, but it really critiqued authoritarianism.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, as far it really did that,
Uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
there's a lot of controversy that
Yeah,
sparked with because it treated marginalized characters with dignity,
yeah,
which is a
yeah,
little bit different. It really didn't happen,
yeah,
hinting at the necessity of racial integration.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I remember the four. I mean, I watched it enough.
yeah,
The four main characters:
yeah.
Barney Fife, that Don Knotts, who was hysterical. Okay, right.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
Opie, okay, was
yeah.
Ron Howard.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so and Andy Griffin is Andy Griffin,
Yeah.
Griffith, and then of
Mm.
course Gomer
Yeah.
Pyle is Jim Neighbors. Those there were others, but those are the four main ones.
Yeah.
It was a funny show. It was
Yeah, it
fun.
was. They even have a
Yeah,
Mayberry that
yeah,
the town of Mayberry, where is
yeah,
it? South Carolina or something? I don't
somewhere
know.
like that. Yeah,
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 yeah. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
was there was, but you know, there was you're right. It took marginalized characters and kind
Hmm.
of gave them a rare type of dignity, you know?
Yeah, it did.
You
It did.
know, I
It
mean,
really
because we were
did.
so
Yeah,
used to and I'm going to say it, we're so used to like the white bread, right? In other
yeah,
words, it
yeah,
was the white family in suburbia. The
yeah,
guy wore the suit, you know, and there was a lot
yeah,
more real characters in
yeah,
the Andy Griffith Show.
yeah, 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 yeah,
hmm
yeah.
Yeah.
A show that I might have watched maybe one or two episodes. That Girl. I guess
hmm
I wasn't really into it, but we're talking about a single, ambitious woman in New York.
hmm
Okay, and that wasn't really what was on people's minds
Right.
back then. Okay, it was female independence and overmarriage,
hmm
and it was kind of like a radical hit to the status quo. And
Exactly.
Marlo Thomas was the actress.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And this was the forerunner to the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
I didn't watch much of this one, but my mom loved it. Right,
Hmm.
so I would kind of see it walk. The only thing that I always remember is when they get the car stuck. Right, they get the car stuck in the mud,
Okay.
and the boyfriend has to go out and he's telling her to gun the engine. He's going to push it, and of course the
Oh,
mud comes up on him.
of course,
And the
sure.
reason why I remember that because it was my dad's exact car, 1965 Comet Caliente convertible, and that's
Yeah,
the only thing I remember about that
yeah,
show.
yeah. Okay, well, that'll do it. So, you ever watch the Smothers Brothers?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
they were funny. They were good. They
Yeah.
were good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a variety show,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but basically a lot of anti-war stuff because that was in
Yes.
right during the height of that stuff.
Yeah.
Sharp political satire,
Right.
and so on. And they, some stuff they were battling censors.
Yes.
Um, but it was Tom and Dick. And do
Mhm.
you remember Pat Paulson used to be on the show?
Mm,
Okay,
that's
he was
right.
supposed to. His
Mhm.
deadpan humor is just incredible.
Yeah.
And you know who else was on? Steve Martin was on
Oh,
too.
uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
was on. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. It was a
Very,
good
very
show.
young. Yeah, there's nobody that
Yeah.
plays a better uptight white man than Steve Martin.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever see him in Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was hysterical. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, God, I
yeah,
love that
yeah,
movie. That's
yeah,
a
yeah,
great movie.
yeah, 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 yeah. What about I Spy? I Spy
Oh,
was a kick.
that was a groundbreaker.
Yeah, it definitely was a groundbreaker. Well,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
one because Alexander Scott, who was Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
is like the first. He broke the color barrier, on any type of drama.
Right, right.
But as a lead. So
Mhm.
yeah, he was a black agent.
Right,
Um,
right.
and he was what he was a trainer. I mean,
Mm,
the front was he was a tennis trainer
yes.
um, for Robert Culp.
Yes.
Okay, who
Mhm.
was he was the other agent, and he was a
Yes.
tennis pro.
Mhm.
Okay, and that was
Yeah.
their front. But they had some interesting stuff
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
they
Kind
went
of
back and forth with. Yeah.
especially back in those days in the
Oh
tennis
yeah.
clubs, they kind of
Oh yeah.
infiltrated the segregationists there, you know?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. They did all that kind of
That was
stuff.
like
Yeah.
infuriating to the
Yeah.
segregationists. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, how in the world can they let a black man in a
Yeah.
tennis court?
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know?
Okay. And some of the Espionage stories that they did were cute, were funny. So it was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
another one, which people, I mean, it just took off for generations now, is
Mm.
Star Trek.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
remember that so well because it was
Mhm.
September 1966
Yes.
when that was my first semester in college.
Right,
Okay,
right.
and
Mhm.
that's in the TV room. That's where in the dorm, because I stayed in the
Uh-huh.
dorm the first year.
Yeah.
That's what we watched. Star Trek. Why am I
Mhm.
thinking Mondays? It may not have been, but whatever day it was, we
Yeah.
watched it religiously.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's Roddenberry was the guy who got it all.
Correct, correct.
Racial norms were broken there.
Yeah.
They had a first interracial kiss. Okay,
Mhm. Yes.
was there. Um,
And the way they got
uh,
around that, he was forced to kiss her.
yeah,
It could not be
he was forced.
voluntary. They knew
Right,
it
no,
couldn't be
yep,
voluntary.
he was forced to do it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It happened.
that
Okay,
happened,
it happened, and
Yeah,
yeah. So the USS Starship
yeah.
Enterprise. And do you remember what century they were in?
Oh, golly, what was it?
23rd century.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, it's only a couple hundred years from now.
Yeah.
And we'll be there.
Well,
Yeah.
think
And a
about
lot could happen in a couple hundred
yeah.
years.
Well, wait a minute. We're supposed to have flying cars by now.
Okay. There,
Back to the
there
future.
are. There
Back to
are.
the future had flying
There
cars.
are flying cars. You can get one now.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, the technology's out. Now it's just, um, yeah, it was a flying car, and it's got a rotary thing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there. So
Yeah.
anyway, but that was good. And of course, it spun Star
Yeah.
Trek and all the other stuff
Oh
that's come
yeah.
from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the movies, never mind the TV
Do
show.
you
And,
remember the pilot? Did you ever watch the pilot?
oh, I watched the very first show. I don't remember it, but yeah.
Because what was it? Tab Hunter was he was
Oh,
Pike.
mm,
He was
mm.
Captain Pike.
Captain Pacton Pike. That's right.
And
Yeah.
it was so funny because his number one was a woman, and the uniforms weren't the short skirt. They
Captain
weren't the
Pikes,
yeah.
or Shatner's, or Captain Kirk.
No, he was not Kirk.
Okay.
The new one is Strange New Worlds on Paramount.
Oh
It
yeah,
deals
yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
That yeah,
If you
yeah.
remember the Imaginary, which was the first Star Trek, he's the guy in like the looked like the wheelchair that was disfigured, and
Oh yeah,
Captain Kirk wants to put him back in there.
yeah, yeah.
He was kind of like the mentor to
Hmm.
Captain Kirk,
Right, 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 right. I remember
you
that.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
none of them, when they tried to post it, I think it was CBS, I think NBC picked it up, but they said they wanted nobody except Leonard Nimoy.
Hmm.
So that whole staff got replaced. That
Hmm.
whole cast got replaced, and then they went to the short skirts.
Hmm. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so I mean, Kirk was, William Shatner, and
yes,
Spock, is Leonard Nimoy,
uh huh, yeah,
and Uhura's Nichelle Nichols,
yeah,
George Takei.
yes,
Okay, he was Sulu, and DeForest Kelly.
mm-hmm,
Okay,
yeah,
Dr. McCoy. So
yeah,
it was good. So
yeah.
a show
That
oh yeah,
franchise is almost as old as the James Bond franchise.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah.
a show that we watched a lot, we got a kick out of it, was Archie, All in the Family.
Oh
That
wow,
was a
that one
show.
was
We watched that
oh.
pretty regularly. We did that,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I mean, stubborn Archie, the bigoted conservative.
Oh
He had
golly.
clashes with his family,
Oh
all the
yeah.
liberal views. He was hardcore
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Edith, okay,
Yeah.
so Carol O'Connor, okay,
Mm,
and then Edith was Gene Stapleton, was a
yes.
sweet
Yes.
natured, just
Right. Right.
naive, and
Yeah.
just a patient wife. Often
Uh-huh.
returned, and
Yeah.
Archie called her Dingbat. That was
I
his
know.
nickname for her.
He was terrible to her.
He was horrible.
Oh God, he was
Horrible to everybody,
horrible.
basically. What about to Meathead?
Yeah.
His son-in-law, Mike,
Yeah. What
Mike Stivic,
Carl Reiner,
Rob
right?
Reiner. No, Rob
Yeah.
Reiner.
Rob
Yeah,
Reiner. That's right.
Rob
Carl
Reiner. Yeah,
Reiner
yeah,
was
yeah.
yeah.
And so he
Yeah.
lived in there. Okay, they lived there, and he was a counterculture college student,
Yes.
liberal,
Yes.
vocal liberal, and
Oh.
man, and they
Oh
sparred back and forth.
God.
All that was hysterical,
Yeah. Yeah.
hysterical. And then Gloria Bunker,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Sally Struthers,
Oh, she
okay,
was great.
okay, she was great, and
Yeah.
she had to kind of toe the line between the two of them and
Yes.
balance them off.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But what else? I mean, aside from being like an institution, okay, it
Uh,
didn't play as long as some of the other shows, the
right.
spin-offs, because who
Oh
were their
yeah.
friends? The Jeffersons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Jeffersons. Okay, the black neighbors.
Yes.
So there's the
Yes.
racial stuff, the integration coming
Yes.
in. Never mind all the political stuff that
Oh
was going on.
yeah.
And then it was Lionel Jefferson, Mike
Hmm.
Evans, and
Yeah.
then George Sherman. George came on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then Isabel Stanford. Okay, Louise. Then they got
Hmm.
their own thing. And then who else was on there? Do you remember who else?
There was who got then they continued that with Archie's Place.
No,
Remember?
I'm still back in Archie the Family. Who else had a spinoff from there?
I can't think. I think you mentioned most of
Maud.
them already, haven't
No,
you?
Maud Finley. Maud Finley was
Yes.
another friend. Okay,
Yes.
she
You're
was
right. You're
actually
right.
she was a cousin.
You're
Okay,
right.
B.
Hmm.
Arthur.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she was on there. Who's also, and then she ended up, doing the whole thing. So
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
just that basically the show just
Yeah.
his blatant bigotry
Yeah.
mirrors
And
society's. Okay, it was a blast. It really
yeah,
was a
I already told you about this. I used to think that show was funny till I got into into the workforce,
blast.
right?
Yeah.
And I found out there's people like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm going like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought this was just made up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, no, no.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was a funny show. It really
Yeah.
was. It really was.
Uh-huh. Right.
And another show which I didn't. I watched maybe a little bit. The Munsters.
Oh
Did you get into the
God.
Munsters?
Oh, I loved it. Dun 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 dun
Yes.
dun 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 dun
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dun
Yeah.
dun
Yeah. Yeah.
dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I watched
yeah.
some episodes, but
Yeah.
I didn't get into a lot. But it was. What was
Mhm.
it? Herman.
It was
Herman.
Herman Munster,
Herman.
yes. Hmm.
And who else?
Lily. And then it was
Lily. Okay.
okay. Oh, there was Grandpa who was Dracula,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like it was kind of like a basically a traditional nuclear family with monsters.
Yeah. It was like the perfect family.
Yeah, it was like the
Okay.
perfect
It was
family.
like
There
the
was no
perfect family. But yeah. Yeah.
dysfunctional or anything
Yeah.
about
From
them.
that, I know from that regard. I mean that was
Yeah,
really pretty
yeah.
cool. So.
Yeah, yeah, and then they had
So.
the young lady in it, and the first one, they replaced her because the first one got homesick for New York, and she was crying all the time.
The first one, who?
The remember the one that looked I want to say normal, but she was the human, and she was
Okay.
the young lady,
Okay.
and so yeah, she ended up.
Oh,
They
you're
were
talking about Marilyn?
yes.
Is that her name? Okay.
I think that was
Okay.
her name. Yes. And
Yeah.
so they were that. And the reason why they used those monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula
Dracula.
is because they owned the rights to those monsters, and they didn't want to have to pay royalties to another
Makes a lot of
somebody
sense.
else. Yeah.
Makes a
So
lot of
they
sense. Sure.
made so that was a pretty good one. I used to love that one. And of course, my favorite episode is when he tries out for the Dodgers. All
Of
right.
course.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody tries out for the Dodgers in these movies. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm,
Like
mhm, mhm.
even Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
You right? Oh, oh God.
Oh
That was the
man, that's
best one.
terrible.
Okay. But how
That's
about the
terrible.
Monkeys? Did you ever watch the
I
Monkeys?
I might have watched a part of one like that. I never got into that show.
Oh, come
Definitely
on,
not.
man. Really?
No, I really didn't. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you being as much in music, I would think
Uh,
that you
no,
or
I
was
didn't.
it too campy for you?
It was campy. It was too green. I
Gimmicky?
don't know what it was. I
Yeah.
mean, it was
Mhm.
I just they did do some interesting things though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they did stylistic tricks and
Oh yeah.
they
Yeah.
they did film speed changes. I mean, some
Mhm.
technical stuff that
Yeah.
they did, which was kind of new.
How can you
But
not
everything
like
they did,
yeah, how can you
everything.
not like the
Well,
GTO?
okay, well, the G. I'm not. We're talking about the show. We're not talking
The
about the car.
well, the
Okay.
car was awesome. It was on the
I,
opening of the show.
I know. Well, the car is great, but that's not the show.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not called GTO. It's
Yeah,
called the
it's got
Monkeys.
monkeys,
Okay.
and they had
It's the
that
Monkeys.
custom GTO. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Is that 65, 66?
It was a
I forget.
60, I think it was a 65
Okay.
GTO. They took out the trunk and made a convertible top, so there was 3 rows of seats.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And they had the
That's right.
headers that came out on the side.
Yeah.
Remember? Hey, we're the Monkeys.
Yeah. Hey, we're the Monkeys.
And then they had the blower. They had the blower, but underneath the blower was a 2 barrel carburetor. It was all phony. It was just phony. And so they had like a 2 barrel carburetor underneath it.
I don't think that car would move with a 2 carburetor.
No.
Not at all.
Oh yeah,
But it
oh,
was just all they did was just go around the world, just being nice and being
yeah.
making the world a happy place. It was. I mean, it was a feel good type thing.
Yeah,
But
you know who tried out? Do you know who tried out for the Monkeys?
No.
Charles Manson.
Okay, dokie. I did not know that.
Hey, history could have changed if he would have got the monkey role.
Now, I bet it would not have been going around making the place happy, the place happy for him. Maybe.
Yeah.
The critics loathed it as like a manufactured band, and
exactly, they did not like that at all.
So, but I mean, it only lasted a couple of years, so it didn't have a lot of traction.
No.
But the other one, Twilight Zone, which was just talk about something different for the times. Just the whole concept.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With what he did.
Yeah.
With what Rod Serling did. Just amazing.
Yeah.
They did everything from. I think he wrote about 80 of the shows. They did 150 or more than that.
Yeah.
Shows he wrote them, and he mixed horror, science, drama, comedy, superstition.
Oh yeah.
That each episode, because a lot of them are black and white.
Yes, it's all black and white.
And I mean Burt Reynolds was in there.
Yes,
Redford was in there.
Correct.
Shatner
was in 2.
George Takei, Jack Goodman.
Yeah.
Okay, they even some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Him and Roddenberry were very close friends too.
Yeah.
Now
the one episode that I remember that I really remember, and if I saw little clips of other ones, I would start to remember, is the one where the woman's on an airplane and she's at the window and she looks out a window and there's someone on the wing.
Oh, was that William Shatner? Wasn't that the?
It could be.
It was William
It
Shatner.
could be.
It is the one of the most iconic Twilight Zones ever made, where he's looking out the window and there's this beast that's tearing up the wing.
Yeah.
That is an awesome one.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah.
I swear it was a woman who was looking out the window.
But this one was the one I'm thinking of is the William Shatner one, where he's looking out the window and nobody believes him. Nobody believes him that there's something on the wing that's ripping apart at the engine.
Yeah.
Well, the my favorite, what is it? It's called The Encounter with George Takei from Star. That one was so controversial, they kept it off TV, off syndication till 2002, I think.
Oh wow!
It is about a World War II veteran. All righty, and this young Japanese guy comes over, he's looking for work. He's going door to door looking for work, and the guy says, "You can help me clean out the what you call it, my attic." And it's filled with, obviously the guy was in the Pacific campaign, and they say stuff in there that you're going like, I cannot believe they got away with that in the 60s. But it is a very, very good one. If you can see it, it's called The Encounter. It's one of the very last ones that they did.
Interesting.
But yeah, very good, very good.
That was a good series. That was a good show.
It was awesome, and we did a two-parter on the Twilight Zone, one of a long time ago. So if our listeners want to, just look them up, and they can see the Twilight Zone. It's like 2 episodes, and it really delves into the Twilight Zone.
Right. And then the Defenders, which I don't know if I've ever even seen the Defenders.
Yeah. I've seen, bits and pieces of it, but I mean, it was just basically kind of, they would do very, shall we say, controversial topics for the time. I mean, even now, police brutality. For the time, it was kind of gritty and, for that time.
Yeah, it was a legal show. It was a legal drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
They took on abortion and
you're right.
brutality and stuff like that. So, I never saw it.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen another one.
No.
Another one is The Invaders, which I don't even know if I've even heard. I don't even think I even heard of The Invaders.
I was only on for 1 season, and I never missed an episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Must have been good. So,
well, the thing was that it dealt with like hidden controversies and stuff like that, conspiracies and stuff. And it's so funny because the invaders look just like humans. They would morph into humans, except their little finger. Their little fingers were straight, so you could tell who the invaders were. And when they were morphing back, they would start glowing red. They would put like a little light bulb, and then they would go run around, cover their face, and it would be red. But it was an awesome thing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Another show that we watched a lot was the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh,
I definitely got into that. Yeah,
yes.
It's actually the longest running TV variety show.
Yes,
had like 23 years every Sunday. And I didn't get into it probably till, because it started in 1948, but
yes,
probably trying to think, probably the early 60s.
Yeah,
I probably started to get into it, and especially obviously when the Beatles. And
of course,
a lot. But but you know what? He couldn't sing, he couldn't dance, he couldn't do any of that. But he sure knew how to get acts.
He knew what would sell.
Yeah, and he was on radio, and I guess a couple times, and that took some convincing for him to go to TV. But he did that, and so there was a lot of debuts on there. Irving Berlin, Hedy Lamarr, Walt Disney, Fred Astaire, Jane Powell.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of like it was formulaic in a sense.
Yeah.
Because he would have like a little comedy act.
Oh yeah.
And then he'd have some like singing act and whatever and so on. And then some new well-known person and so on.
Toto Dijo. Toto Dijo. Yeah.
But he aside from some of the incredible people he had on there, he also sparked controversy.
Yes.
Because he had Elvis on there.
Right.
And of course the Beatles with the long hair.
Right.
Okay, as far as that's concerned.
The Rolling Stones.
And the Rolling Stones.
And they had
So
to
that
change
was a
their
bridge to the youth culture
yeah,
because before that,
exactly.
it was more for the adults in the house, if
Right,
you will.
right.
Now, I don't know if you know that, but Bob Dylan walked off his stage,
I did
walked
not
off the
know that.
show.
I did not
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. Bob Dylan wanted to sing his song, the attended song,
Yeah,
Talkin' John Birch,
yeah.
Paranoid Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a satirical folk song about the war, anti-communism, and so on, so forth. And
Mm-hmm.
John Birch Society. And CBS, they wanted to take it off.
Yeah.
It was a CBS.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he decided, nope, I
Yeah.
can't sing it. I'm
I'm
not
outta
changing
here.
it.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I was gonna say, yeah, the Rolling Stones had to change their "Let's Spend the Night Together,"
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's changed it to let's spend some time together. And
right,
then when the Doors came on, they told them to change the "Light My Fire." We couldn't get
yeah,
much higher.
yeah,
They
right,
said they wanted them to change it. We couldn't get much finer.
yeah,
Well, nobody tells Jim
yeah.
Morrison what to
I
do.
was gonna
So
say, right,
they went on stage and
right,
they said, and he purposely jumped at the thing and said, "I want to take you higher."
yeah,
you
right,
know, I
yeah,
want,
yeah,
light my fire. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was something pretty good.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
So they couldn't bleep
yeah,
him back then.
yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
so what else? Let's see. Wild Wild West.
Oh, that was my favorite.
I never watched it.
Oh, you need to
Yeah,
see it. You need to see
yeah,
it. I mean, I was big into James Bond. Okay, by this
yeah,
time
yeah. I
this
watched
came
all the
out.
James Bond movies.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, by the time this came out, there was already Doctor No, From Russia with Love, and I think Goldfinger was already out. And if you fuse westerns with sci-fi gadgets, I'm on it. Okay, I'm all over it. And then
Maybe I have to take a look at a few.
yeah. You need to.
Yeah.
And his arch nemesis was a little person, right, called Dr.
Uh-huh.
Lovelace.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but oh yeah, you see it. It's a great show. I enjoyed it. I really did. Robert Conrad did a fantastic job on that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, did you ever watch The Prisoner?
Ow, absolutely.
Really?
It was a British import.
Uh-huh.
And what would happen was that the guy decided, and it's kind of, shall we say, it's black ops type of thing. It's not MI6, it's something else.
Okay.
And he decides to quit the service. Well, what they do with agents that don't want to be there anymore, they kidnap him and put them on this island.
Okay. Okay.
And he's trying to escape. The entire series is trying to escape. And he's always after to find out who they call number one.
Okay.
All right. And at the very end, you find out who number one is, but it's one of those like, what? You got to be kidding me.
Oh,
when they show number one.
Okay.
You got to be kidding me. Really?
Okay. Yeah. So all of that and then a big letdown.
Yeah.
That's
it was. It really was. But it was a great show for the time. I loved it.
Yeah.
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 Did you ever? My mom used to watch this one, The Dark Shadows.
Nope.
It was kind of like that gothic soap opera.
Okay.
Okay. Johnny Depp just did a reboot on that, a movie called Dark Shadows. But this was the first time they started making the transition from the vampire, the evil vampire, where you started feeling sorry for the vampire.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, it was kind of like, it was a very interesting about vampires and ghosts, but yet they didn't portray them as they did in the movies, like with what was it, Christopher Lee? Remember, he was always that bloodthirsty thing, But that was that. So that it kind of broke the traditional type of hero. Right?
Okay.
It's kind of like the heroes now is this vampire, almost like the anti-hero.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting. But but all these shows were pretty controversial.
Yeah, they were. They definitely, in one way or the other at the time.
Right. It's kind of like watching an old Frankenstein, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, but people back in the 30s were running out of the theater. They were so scared.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
I remember,
Professor,
I remember,
Yeah,
I remember, if we got just a short time, I remember I paid 50 cents because it was a double feature.
Yeah.
And it was House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And something else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember exactly where I was. I was in Fort Lee, New Jersey. I was probably 11. Okay. And I went to see that by myself. And I went home and saw those, and I was messed up, man. I'll tell you. I was scared. You know what?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, golly. That's hilarious. You know, the movie that scared me the most was The Skull. I don't know why. It was such a stupid movie. The skull would roll around upstairs, but I was scared to death. Okay? That was the one that affected me. Of course, I was quite young at the time. And same thing. I went to the show because it was hot. And it was a lot cooler.
Okay, you want to be cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, Professor, what do you say? We're running a little long. What do you say we end this one, buddy?
All right, we're done. Talk to you next time.
You have a great one, okay?
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'd like to thank you for listening and remind you if you happen to have any baby boomer topics you'd like us to cover, just email us at growingupboomer@gmail.com. And until next time, may God bless.